Jimmy Fallon welcomes Marlon Wayans, NBC Tonight.
Are you considering all the pros and cons right now?
I hope you know what you're doing.
People are irrational, but can be persuaded. Welcome to Applied Psychology. I'm a professor first, but sometimes I work as a consultant.
Who do you think you are? James Bond?
I think I'll throw my back out.
The Irrational, September 25th on NBC and streaming.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukich. Tomorrow, tens of thousands of motorcyclists will be revving their engines at the annual Northwoods Fall Ride in Tomahawk. But with the increase in traffic, it can sometimes be dangerous or even deadly. A Wisconsin motorcyclist group is reminding people to be safe on the roads. ABATE of Wisconsin is a safety organization dedicated to the freedom of road. They work hard to advocate for motorcycle safety and try to provide a united voice for riders' rights while on the road. Road Director Sue Vertz says you should always check your blind spots.
You may see a motorbike going from right, center to left. It's not because they're impaired with anything. It's just so that people in front of them can see them if they need to pass or make a turn somewheres.
Greg Herring is the local rep for ABATE. He says staying off your phone while driving can also help prevent accidents.
Just to be safe, watch. They're everywhere. They're going to be everywhere, and they're not always going to be watching for you. Just got to watch. Everybody's got to watch out for each other.
Cyclists are 27 times more likely to die in a crash than other motorists, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Training and education are key to prevent motorcycle crashes and injuries. Jeff, it's a cold night. How's it looking for the fall ride tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, some lows got down to 34 last night. We'll do the same thing for us tonight, but tomorrow is going to be a very nice day. Plenty of sunshine with high temperatures near 70, but out there today, high temperatures only in the upper 50s in most locations and low 60s as well. That's not normal. The average high temperature being 71, 72. No one did that today, but tomorrow we're going to get really close because we're going to turn that wind out of the southeast tomorrow and bring in some warmer temperatures. Right now, though, already 51 in Tomahawk, 44 at Arborvita, 39 at this hour Manitowich Waters. So the skies have cleared out, giving us that radiational cooling. That is going to give us a widespread frost tonight as the clouds have gone this way. You see later, there's nothing kind of keeping the heat in from today. So that's going to give us this frost advisory tonight with low temperatures down in the low 30s across the areas in blue this evening. If you have sensitive plants you still love, bring them inside, give them some love. They're not going to like the cold temperatures out there tonight. Our forecast ends tonight, though. We're talking about mostly clear skies and a bit cool with low temperatures down near 34. Your full forecast is coming up. Jessica.
Thank you, Jeff. It was an active morning over Lake Michigan Wednesday as several water spouts were spotted. Seen across the southeast Wisconsin's lakefront, several tornadoes barreling across Lake Michigan. This phenomenon is known as a water spout, a whirling column of air and water mist. Taylor Patterson of the National Weather Service Milwaukee Sullivan says it's a fair weather water spout rather than a tornadic water spout, which develops downward. Patterson warns it can overturn boats and take them off course.
When you start to see a water spout start to form, we encourage mariners to start heading towards a harbor and seeking shelter. And if they're out in the open waters, the rule is to turn your boat and start moving away at a 90-degree angle from the movement of the water spout.
Patterson says these types of water spouts are common during the August to October months as Lake Michigan's water is warm. Water spout activity usually peaks in the mornings, but the unusual part is seeing as many as we did today. Earth may not be within its safe operating space for humanity much longer. Analysis from 29 scientists in 8 countries are warning human actions have pushed the world into the danger zone in 6 of 9 categories. Those categories were designed to gauge survivability for people. They include things like climate change, biodiversity, and freshwater use. The good news is thresholds were purposely set conservatively, so when we surpass them, there's still time to course correct. That happened in the 1990s after scientists sounded the alarm on the ozone layer. The world responded by phasing out ozone-depleting chemicals, and it's now on track to recover completely. Wisconsin lawmakers are settling allegations that the two factory farms violated the pollution permit. Today, the legislature's Joint Finance Committee approved 2 settlements against 2 dairy companies. Northside Genetics LLC will pay more than $17,000 after failing to build a feed storage runoff control system by August 1st, 2019. Stahl Brothers Dairy LLC settled for $228,000. They were accused of multiple manure spreading violations. Today, the committee also signed off on a $940,000 settlement with Didion Milling, Inc. The Justice Department sued the company in November 2020, alleging inspectors discovered multiple emissions, record-keeping, and reporting violations at its Cambria corn mill in 2019. A 21-year-old Stevens Point man has been sentenced to prison for stabbing a mother and her child. Ilya Bravo was sentenced to 50 years for the attack that happened last December, with 20 of those years under extended supervision. He is not eligible for parole or earned release and will remain behind bars past his 50th birthday. Bravo is a Mexican citizen who legally entered the United States 2 years ago on a work visa. He will be deported upon completion of his initial confinement and barred from legal reentry. Assembly Leader Robin Vos says he's created a panel to investigate the criteria for impeaching Justice Janet Protasewicz. The impeachment criteria panel will consist of 3 former Wisconsin Supreme Court justices. Vos said impeachment would be on the table if Governor Tony Evers does not sign a nonpartisan redistricting bill. This comes after years of Republican opposition to nonpartisan redistricting. Governor Evers said he would veto the plan, and advocates criticized it because it gives the legislature the ability to draw maps if those created by the nonpartisan staff are rejected. Many hunters are eagerly waiting for Saturday to come. It marks the start of bow deer season. And with so many people getting ready, it's important to keep safety on top of mind. Newswatch 12's Austin Carisu explains how to make sure your deer stands are good to go.
Make sure you're just up to date on hunter safety, read your rules, your regulations.
With the start of deer, crossbow, and archery season right around the corner, it is important for hunters to make sure their deer stands are up to date on safety precautions.
Check all your equipment over and make sure that there is no loose bolts, and make sure your straps are not weather checked, and replace them if they need to be.
While the safety harness's primary function is to keep the person secure, Walvigal says that the equipment could also be used as a beneficial device while in the trees.
It's actually a really nice tool to use. Helps hanging tree stands a lot easier. So it's not only a safety factor, but it's a tool that you can use in your arsenal that will actually help you.
If it is your first time crossbow or archery hunting, make sure you know where to connect your harness to the tree.
Your point of contacts, make sure your footing and you have multiple point of contacts on the tree limbs, tree steps, whatever it may be that you're climbing up.
It is also important to have a survival kit and first aid equipment in case you are in a place with no cell service.
Always make yourself aware of safety. Everybody wants to be successful, but you got to be safe and successful.
Thank you, Austin. The season starts Saturday and runs through January 7, 2024. For more information on the season, people can visit the Wisconsin DNR's website. Coming up, falls are a common danger for older adults. We'll hear what's causing them after Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Choose one Hardee's English muffin with cheese, egg, and sausage, ham, or bacon. Then choose another for just $1. English muffin breakfast sandwiches. Now buy one, get one for $1. Hardee's. Goodness in the making.
At Schrader's, we love summer, and it shows. Find the perfect dress for that warm weather event. Summer shoes, sandals, tops, and skirts in the latest trends. And something beautiful to accent your garden.
You'll always find something to love at Schrader's in Antigo.
Spectrum brings us Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are! Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
Switch to Spectrum One and get internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-685-4999.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's get to yours with an SUV like the Ford Edge with a bright 12-inch LCD touchscreen, the power of an EcoBoost engine to get up and go, intelligent all-wheel drive, and a panoramic Vista roof to get a better view of your world. Be future ready with Ford Edge. Choose FlexBuy on Edge and get 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Why would drug dealers put a lethal dose of fentanyl in drugs if they know it's so harmful?
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. Really just all about the money.
There's a new flavor at Hardee's, Nashville Hot Chicken. Juicy 100% white meat, hand-breaded and seasoned with a spicy kick. Hardee's new Nashville Hot Chicken and Nashville Hot Tenders. Both goodness in the making.
All right, let's start here. Many low temperatures measured near 34 degrees this morning, but remember, that's measured 6 feet above the ground, and there was lots of frost across the area this morning. We'll do it all over again tonight. In fact, probably more widespread tonight than it was last night, with cooler temperatures and clear skies across the area tonight. Already, it's 39 in Manitowoc Waters, 41 for Medford, 40 at Mosinee, so it's cool out there as the skies have cleared out, and we are in for a cool night ahead. But we're going to recover nicely. 70 tomorrow, and then 66 for Friday, 67 for Saturday, Sunday too. There's some signs now pointing toward a bit of a warm-up after the weekend, Tuesday, Wednesday. This may be a bit conservative. We may have an 80 back in our forecast sometime next week. We'll see. Of course, that is still several days away. Out there today, lots of clouds early, and then the sun came out finally. It's been forever, right? But overall, kind of a cloudy, cool day for us today. That will not be the case tomorrow, as we have lots of sunshine on the way. Don't forget your sunglasses tomorrow with high temperatures back up near 70. So this thing is on. There's just lots of clear skies across the state right now. The low clouds we had for a couple days around here have faded off into parts of Michigan. They can have it. For us, yeah, dew points are dropping. The skies are clearing out, and that is going to give us that frost across the area tonight, and also some really cool temperatures. But here's the big picture. You can see high pressure has built in. High pressure, it's your friend. It's sinking air. You can't get bad weather out of that. That's going to be with us tonight, throughout the day tomorrow, and into Friday morning before this system here. So high pressure is slowly moving in this direction, right? The air around it goes like this. On the backside, it gets a bit warmer. That will eventually allow this stuff to be over here, and that's likely going to give us a front on Friday that could interfere with the football games on Friday night. We'll see. Overall, though, here's tomorrow around noon. No problems at all. Tomorrow night, no problems at all then. But here comes that front. Again, here's Friday early, and then midday-ish, Friday evening-ish, you could see a couple of showers around. It won't be an all-day rain, and they may be out of here before the games start Friday evening. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Other than that, though, for tonight, looking at mostly clear skies. Some frost is possible, especially along and north of Highway 8. Look for low temperatures down near 34 and a calm wind already out there right now. For tomorrow, it's Thursday, which means it's almost Friday. Lots of sunshine for us tomorrow. High temperatures up near 70. We're probably going to do it with a southwest breeze around 5 to 10, especially through the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows tomorrow is 70, and then there's that chance for some rain showers on Friday. Again, it will not be an all-day rain, likely probably noon to like 6 p.m. With a chance for rain out there. And then look what happens. I've taken the chance for rain out of the weekend forecast. Now we have some sunshine Saturday and Sunday, and probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, with slowly warming temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Jessica?
Injuries from falls can have life-altering consequences for older adults, and falls are happening more frequently. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says emergency calls for fall-related injuries have increased by nearly 10,000 per year since 2019. The executive director of Wisconsin's Institute for Healthy Aging, Chris Krasnowski, reminded citizens that falling is often preventable.
Falls are, while common among this population, as people get older, we know they're not a normal part of aging, so they're not an inevitable part of aging. We know that people need to learn strategies to reduce their risk of a fall.
As for some of those solutions, the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Central Wisconsin will team up with the Aspirus Health to host the Improve Your Balance Prevent Falls Resource Fair. The Resource Center's community health educator, Jennifer Clark, says physicians, pharmacists, and first responders will all be on hand to answer questions people may have about how to prevent falls.
We're working with Medical College of Wisconsin, so we'll have some med students available that will be able to kind of help them look through their screening and identify which areas are red flags, and then essentially have them visit different booths based on some of those specific needs that they're looking for. So I think it's going to be a cool event.
The event will be held on September 20th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the first floor of the Health Sciences Building at North Central Technical College in Wausau. The Merrill Fire Department was awarded a grant for life-saving equipment. The Wisconsin Public Service Foundation awarded Merrill Fire $2,000 to buy an automatic external defibrillator, also known as an AED. It will go inside one of the department's command vehicles. Merrill Fire says early defibrillation with an AED before an ambulance arrives can save a life. The Milwaukee Brewers were looking to clinch their series against the Miami Marlins at home. Coming up, Saul Meyer will join us to see if the Brewers made it 3 wins in a row.
Yes, can I help you? Nicolay? I've been doing this since Jimmy Carter was president in the 1980s. No, you don't need Nicolay. I can do it.
Whoa, man. If they want the real Nicolay, they should get the real Nicolay. Thank you. Russell Nicolay here. Yep, we can help.
In a world full of choices, make sure you get the real Nicolay.
It's all right. It's okay. I understand. No big deal. No big deal.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll always find great deals. Right now, get even greater savings store-wide with our lowest prices of the year. Like 35-pound pails of Farm and Fleet Easy Scoop cat litter, $13.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. 20-pound bags of Blaine's Cardinal Songbird food, only $14.99. And get 20% off Carhartt denim pants for the whole family. Plus, shop Blaine's Farm and Fleet's lowest prices of the year online and pick up your order in our fast and free drive-thru. We'll have it ready in just 1 hour.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $750 cash allowance on this Silverado. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that.
You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT.
The truth wins if we're all brave enough to tell it.
Coming up on your Thursday, learn everything you need to know about Lake Nokomis cranberries.
And fall-like temperatures, Jackie, are still sticking around with us. When are we going to be warming up? Well, you got to tune in to find out.
Milwaukee Brewers have been hot in their series against the Miami Marlins. They've outscored them 15-1 in 2 games, winning both of them to take the series lead. They didn't clinch the series, though, at least not yet, because it's a 4-gamer at American Family Field. But a win at home would do the job, so let's see if they could do it. Here in the first, runner on second, 2 outs, and Jazz Chisholm hits a grounder to second. Andrew Monasterio is there to grab it and get the out at first to get them out of the inning. But the Marlins got on the board first. Top of the 5th, Xavier Edwards gets one to the outfield. That's going to bring in Jesus Sanchez from second to score. But Edwards gets greedy and gets thrown out at second, trying to stretch a double or a single into a double. And that's how the half inning ends. And here's the exclamation point. 7th inning, Garrett Hampton gets one deep in the outfield. and that's going to score Brian De La Cruz, and the Marlins are going to go on to win this thing 2-0. The Wisconsin Badgers suffered their first loss in the Luke Fickell era, dropping Saturday's game to Washington State 31-22 on the road. And after the Badgers ran all over Buffalo in Week 1, it was more of a passing attack in Week 2, with Tanner Mordecai throwing for 278 yards and a touchdown in the loss. And the two-headed monster at running back of Ches Malusi and Braylon Allen only had 17 rushing attempts between the two of them, combining for 70 yards and a touchdown. Fickell said that what went wrong for the Badgers was, well, they just got outplayed on the road.
It was a tough one to swallow, going on the road and not performing the way we would have liked to have performed. And we got outplayed, to be honest with you. That's just being real. And we said that to our guys after the game, especially when you go on the road, you've got to earn everything that you're going to get.
It was a tough pill to swallow for the Badgers, but it doesn't mean the end of their season, and they're already looking forward to their next matchup.
Game is humbling, and so we got humbled a bit in that way, but we're excited about moving forward because there is no time to rest and relax. The reality is you've got a 2-0 Georgia Southern team that knocked off Nebraska last year at home.
The Badgers will look to bounce back from their loss this Saturday when they host Georgia Southern at Camp Randall Stadium. One of the biggest problems in the NBA has been solved. The NBA Board of Governors adopted a new rule to try to curb load management for star players. The new rule is put in place to try to stop players who are not injured from sitting out games due to rest. One of the punishments includes higher fines for players and teams violating the new rules. The Green Bay Packers are coming off of a Week 1 win in Chicago against the Bears, but the road trip continues for the Green and Gold this Sunday. They'll be taking on the Atlanta Falcons Sunday at noon. Packers quarterback Jordan Love is coming off of a great performance Week 1, which saw him throw for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns with no turnovers in his second career start for the team. It was a solid performance for Love, and head coach Matt LaFleur says that the key to becoming a superstar in this league is to maintain consistency with great performances.
I think this game's all about consistency, and you got to build upon a solid performance. And, I think the more reps he gets, the more confident and more comfortable he will get.
While it was a great win for the Packers on Sunday, there was one key injury to the team. Running back Aaron Jones. Jones did not participate in practice today, and Coach LaFleur says that they will look at him day to day to determine if he will play against the Falcons on Sunday.
We're going to give him through the course of the week before we make any determination on him.
The Packers will take on the Falcons in Atlanta Sunday at noon when they have their home opener 1 week later. After Aaron Rodgers' season-ending injury, the NFLPA is calling to replace all turf fields in NFL stadiums with natural grass. In their statement, they say that players have a 28% higher risk of non-contact lower injuries, a 32% higher chance of knee injuries, and a 69% higher chance of ankle or foot injuries while playing on artificial turf fields rather than natural grass fields. We'll be right back after the break.
Dear first place, how do you get to the top? Just keep on climbing. Yours, Tacoma.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
over 100 years, Sterling Optical has helped stylish people stay that way. But we don't think high style should have a high price. Because when we offer a complete pair of eyeglasses for $99, we're talking brands you love at a price you won't find anywhere else. $99 for a complete pair of designer eyeglasses. Just one more reason people keep coming back to Sterling Optical for all their vision needs. Book your appointment today. Sterling Optical, always in style.
Over the years, the attorneys at Habish, & Rotier have handled numerous cases involving the design and relative safety of child car seats. Because of this litigation, manufacturers have been forced to make these seats safer. We help change the industry, and our most precious cargo can now travel more safely. The skill expended to achieve this result is the opposite of one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, & Rotier, national reputation, hometown service.
You're ready to rock with a new dock. You need expert help. Dvorak's Docks provides high-quality flow products and is equipped to install them correctly. If you want the best, go with the flow. Whatever obstacles arise, Dvorak's will find a way to get the job done. You can rely on us to work with integrity from start to finish. Launch your deck project today so you're ready for warm weather fun. Leave the hard work to us so you can enjoy the lake life.
Dear first place, how do you get to the top? Just keep on climbing. Yours, Tacoma.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
A local library is expanding their services and upgrading their infrastructure. Last year, Antigo Public Library received a $230,000 grant from Wisconsin Public Service to install solar panels on their buildings. The project would provide up to half of the library's electrical usage every year.
Exciting to finally see them on the roof this summer, getting the panels up, and now we're just waiting for supply chain to get the rest of the materials we need for the inside parts.
In addition to their infrastructure, they're also focused on using repurposed materials for decorations. The library also provides weekly programming like the Play and Learn and Story Time, where families can come together.
We can only think of so many crafts to do at home, and then eventually we can't think of any new ones. So it's fun to have somebody else think of the craft for you. It's really nice because it's all funded, so anybody can come.
Fall opportunities for community engagement include food dehydrating classes at the end of September and the Renewable Energy Community Reads coming up in October. For more information, visit our website, WJFW.com. A little girl near Montgomery, Alabama, says a donation made her birthday extra special. It's not something she received, but rather something she gave. Julia Avant reports.
Meet Libby Barrett. She's a third grader at Prattville Elementary School, and she just turned 8 years old. Typically, kids want new toys to celebrate their birthdays. But when Barrett was given $550, she gave it all away.
I really wanted these kids in this class to be really happy.
She used all her birthday money to help students in her school's special education program. She bought new toys, bean bags, cleaning supplies, and a brand new ABC rug.
Oh, we were excited because we don't have, mats and stuff, so the rugs really help.
And Libby shared the happiness with her class, too. Both classes played together.
That is how we STA rock.
And chanted as one big family.
And the way that they're bonding with my class, that's just making my heart fill up with joy.
Her parents are blown away with their daughter's decision, and even they learned a valuable lesson.
There's a lesson not for just that generation, but our generation in all this. If 8-year-olds can think this way, why can't we think this way? Why can't 40-somethings and 50-somethings think this way?
You give to people, it makes them so happy, and you will feel much happier. You won't feel grumpy. You'll feel happy if you give and you don't receive.
Action! Get up to 60% off list prices on hundreds of items at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible deals. This awesome reclining sectional comes with a free recliner. Or this 5-piece dining set for $3.99. This soft gray sofa with the free matching chair, both for $4.88. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $3.98? Plus new 24-month no-interest financing. Up to 60% off at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
Save big in your next painting project with the 11% off everything at Menards. DuraClean is an interior paint and primer in one. It comes in a variety of colors and it's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. A gallon starts at just $22.95 after rebate. Finish high moisture areas with DuraClean kitchen and bath interior paint. With its mildew resistant coating, it will protect your walls from frequent exposure to water or humidity. Get a gallon for just $33.72 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
There are never enough hours in the day. I'm always making trade-offs, sacrifices. But I'll keep going. Even when it feels like there's no way I can do it all. I won't give up. I'm doing this for me and for them. We're doing this together. North Central Technical College's virtual college. Flexible learning, because our time is precious.
Sure, it's nice to have my 3 older kids home to visit.
Oh yeah, I love coming home. I miss having soft water.
That's why I bring my laundry home on the weekend.
It's so much better for my hair too, but you wouldn't know anything about that, Corey.
Well, that's why my hair looks so nice and moisturized.
What do you know about moisturized hair?
Well, having 2 older sisters and a brother who only showers a couple times a week helps.
Well, actually, 72 years of treating water in Wisconsin is our family story. You kids are pretty well versed in water.
So let us make your family's water better today.
Huge online auction, Eagle River, Wisconsin. Gorgeous antiques, log bedroom set, ATV, lawn tractor, wood splitter, 14 guns, tools, kayaks, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions.
National Toy Hall of Fame in New York announced the 12 finalists for 2023 induction. It's quite an impressive list this year. Cozy Coupe, Battleship, Bingo, Bop It, Cabbage Patch Kids, Choose Your Own Adventure game books, Connect 4, Ken, Nerf Toys, Slime, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fans can vote on their favorites from now until September 20th. Which one do you guys think will win? There's so many good ones in there.
I'm hoping the Ninja Turtles. That's one of my favorites growing up.
Battleship.
It's the Ninja Turtles, man. They just got a movie coming out.
It's so addictive.
I think Seth Rogen's directing it.
Who did not have
heard of a Cozy Coupe. What is a Cozy Coupe?
It was the red little thing with the little yellow. Oh my gosh!
I get it. All right, let's check out weather graphic. It's getting a little chill. It's been warmer outside. Temperatures in the 30s out there across parts of the area now. We'll have lows in the 30s tonight. Thus, a frost advisory. Oh, what's happening here? Hey, welcome back. Well, we'll come back to us now if we want to, because we have to go. But just know it's going to be a cool night ahead.
Bundle up. Thanks, Jeff. That's all the time we have. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Choose one Hardee's English muffin with cheese, egg, and sausage, ham, or bacon. Then choose another for just $1. English muffin breakfast sandwiches. Now buy one, get one for $1. Hardee's. Goodness in the making.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 0.9% APR and no monthly payments until 2024. Plus, get over 3,200 total trade assistance on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models. 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. At Camping World, we make seeing America fun and affordable. Take home this new Coleman Lantern or Rubicon for as little as $5 a day. 5, 10, 15, 20.